Alright, so I'm live. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm building a watt-hour calibrator and bar-hour calibrator. Sorry about the chair, it's squeaky. So what that means is I'm looking at 1 meter against the other. I have 3 meters set up here. I've got a Radian Research RN11. I'm comparing that against a Mark 6E and also comparing against an EDMI Atlas Mark 10. I will, and then I'm going to try and check them against each other. Alright, so the whole idea is every time this one here pulses, I can pick it up and then I can read what's happening with the other two. So what I do is I wait for a pulse on the first one, then I start a counter from here, and then I'm going to read the register from here. Okay, and then I can check them all against each other. That's sort of the whole idea. On the screen, I have started sort of working on it. It's not 100% just yet, so let's sort of see how we go. Alright, so when I hit start, okay, so I don't want that to happen just yet. Just turn it off. Yeah, so that is the heater. That's a load I'm using to, measure. It's like phantom load, they call them, or it's phantom load sort of system. You can either, to calibrate meters and stuff, you can either use a generated current and voltage or a phantom load system. In this case, I've got a phantom load because the thing that I've got to create current and volts is too loud. I can't be bothered listening to it. Alright, so because it's doing something else right now to do it, I'm just going to copy this line, change it here, comment that out, change that to X5, get rid of that. Just the code I've changed a bit from when I did this, so that's that. Alright, so I need to find count worker. Count worker. Do work. Alright, so it's writing line P. What does P do in my Arduino? So it's been a couple of days, been a week or two since I played with the Visual Studio part, so I just want to have a look. So when it requests P, it gives me P count. P count is the amount of counts it's up to, so that bit should still work. So I'm going to actually just try it and actually see what happens. I reckon it's going to crash. COM7, that's the pulse counter. Connection error. Connect counter. I've got a vast. If you've got a vast on your computer and you start coding and you try and do stuff and change the program each time, what it does is it picks it up and then it and it's annoying. So you didn't know that time. So I can test the relay. So I know it's connected. Alright, so let's hit start. See what happens here. I don't think it's gonna do much. Oh, we've got a viewer. Hello. I'm going to speed this up a bit. Let me just put some juice going through it. Alright, so you could hear the relay click in. Alright, we've got one pulse, so it clicked up. It'll stop at 5. It should 2. 3. 4. Come up to 5. 5, finished. Now, so the whole idea is I'm going to rip that information down and record it under this test points bit. So, well, the system's sort of working. Now let's get the data out. So, sorry about the chair, annoying. Alright, so let's stop it. So I know that bit of the program still works. Alright, so once that's done, I'm going to ask for, I need to set up some code to get the counter. Alright. So let's make something to get the counter. Let's use C. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to print the counter back. So I've stored the counter. What hours? Do I want what hours? Probably not. I want the counter. So the counter. So let's print counter. There it is. Let's go counter. So now when I send C to the Arduino, I'm going to get this counter back. So I'm going to hit save and I'm going to upload it. So I'm using a Tennsy, so it's got a special bootloader in. So let me just try it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll turn that off, go back to Visual Studio. So now when the test is, this bit of code here is what's happening when the test is going. So when it's finished, I want that counter figure. So let's, serial port's still open. So what I'm going to do is put a try statement in. So the try statements, if it doesn't work, it won't crash the program. So if you put a bit of code in there and it doesn't work, and you don't have a try statement, your program crashes. So that cleans it up. So the code that this is written in is in VB.NET. So I'm going to do dim counter as decimal equals serial port counter dot right line, and then I'll go C. So what it's going to try and do, why is it not letting me? Doesn't the forms one does not have serial port counter. All I do, let me try put in a separate line. Okay, so it let that work. Oh no, it doesn't. Why wouldn't you let me do that? Actually, what I can just do is I can cheat because it's going to let me do this up here. X, but it's not going to see that, so I'm going to take that line, put it up here. Make this public so I can get it. Is it going to let me work now? Why won't it let me do it? Copy. No, what's it not liking? It's the same line. Oh, fool. So, I know what the problem is. There you go. Live mistake. Alright, so now when it's completed, what I want to do is I've got a, what's this called? Meter count LBL. So meter count dot text equals counter. Now let's see if I can get the counter back. Let's try it again. So Avast will kick it off. Wait for that to finish. Turn the heater off. So what it does, it does some scan, and then Visual Studio relaunches it, and then you don't have that blue thing, so now it works. So we're going to connect counter, check it's working. Yep. I'm going to hit start. So it's going to take a while because I've got no load, so let's put the load back on. So I put the heater back on. Alright, so after the first count, it starts. So you don't get in between counts. Alright, so first one's clicked in. Let's just speed it up, I'll put more power into it. Alright, coming up to 3. Yeah, so I have a second screen that's connected to this one here, and I'm reading the flow through. So the whole idea is the system I've built on about to check these two against each other in the field, not take this one. Okay, it didn't work. Oh no, it did. No. Oh, just move that. So maybe I've already used that name counter. Maybe I should have to change it to counter 1. Counter 1. Counter 1. Change it to counter 1 and try again. Where do I put it? Save. Try again. But vast. Okay, it's working. It's start. There's going to be a problem here because when I send this code, the Arduino itself launches back all this extra stuff. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. Let's speed it up. Let's put it on max. Alright, so it goes there. You hear it click. Not well, you may hear it click. So when I test these two against each other, I get like an 0.1. If I test that against that one, I get like a 0.3. So that's sort of the quality difference in the two. But like I said, they're both well within its specification. So it's going to click off in a minute. No, it's still not putting the right word there. Okay. Why isn't it putting the right word number, dear? Counter 1 equals 0 port dot read the counter. Unless P is delivering. Oh, P count. P count is not. No, counter. Oh, C. Of course, I'm getting that. See, I'm sending P and I'm getting P count. So it's actually working. I've got to send C. Let's try again. Now let it do its stupid thing. Yep, it's working. Is the heater still going? No, turn the heater on. Yeah, I've got the door open so the heat just goes outside. It's summer, well, what is it, autumn? So it's still pretty warm here. Mid-20s, I'm in shorts. So I don't want this place to heat up too hot. Two. Gonna come up to 2.5. 3. So the Visual Studio bit, this is not governing the test, so the test is governed by this. This is just checking out what stage this is up to. So the fact that these aren't synced is not a problem. So 497. Oh, it's still giving me the wrong number. Why are you giving me the wrong number? So what I'm going to do is take over Tennsy on plotter, and then I'm going to go. So I'm sending the same command, so it's running. So see, yeah, see, it should get the right number back. It'll be annoyed now because I've sent so many commands, so it'll probably adjust what the error is going to be. See when it see how it's doing all this auto downloading, auto sending. So what have I got written? The GPIO and the power box. Yeah, that's gonna be. Well, you could use a you know, those USB power brick things. If your sensor thing doesn't take much power, you could all, you know, change it every couple of days, charge it up, something like that. So that's always a cheap fix. Yeah, I was an electrician, so well, I still technically am an electrician, so I put that in for Christmas lights. See, 4.42, so that's affected my error from just talking to it because it's interrupted. So if I wanted to fix that problem, you'd have to look for like a dual core, like your ESP32 that you just talked about. But the plan is not to interrupt it while the test is going. Yeah, 100%. If you've got sunlight on that side of the house or wherever your box is, yeah, if you can panel it right. I used to have a panel that was about this big. That would have been perfect, but I lost it. I don't know where I put it. I took it to work somewhere and I put it down, and it's gone now. But yeah, that was actually mine. But anyway, but yeah, that would have been perfect for that. Just put on a bracket to get the sun. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, let us know if you you get it going, because that'd be cool. It's not helping. Why it does not get the right thing back? Count is 5. It's probably printing this at the time, so I'm going to get rid of this counting stuff that prints up. So let's get rid of this. This. So load that. Make sure it's not printing a link back to me. Turn the heater up. Alright, it's running. Yeah, well, maybe it'll work. You have to find it. Yeah, no, I do that. I pack stuff away and I don't know where it is. Like even in this room, I've got so much stuff I can't find. Good, it's not. So now we'll try it in the Visual Studio. Yeah, look, this is the first time I've done it, so I'm not sure how to get all that sort of stuff to go out. Yeah, the notifications. Yeah, plus I actually don't send a lot of notifications to the videos that I put up. So I remember, like when I first got, not started doing this, but when I first started subscribing to people, I'd be like, oh yeah, ring that bell, and then I've got like it's like 200-300 people I'm subbed to, and then you start getting all their notifications, and it's annoying. So now I've stopped. I don't want to annoy people. If I feel annoyed, I feel like they would feel annoyed getting so many. That's still sending me the wrong thing. Why are you sending me that number instead? Let me find out what the hell's going on. Counter. Setting up the wrong thing. Counter 1 equals that. But if I send C, should be that. So what I'm going to do is put this down here again. Try again. Vast. heater's on. There we go, it's running. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. That's still the wrong number. Why? Why are you doing that? Unless it's, what I'm going to do is copy, paste. Maybe it's still in the buffer. I should really disable this when I'm doing this. It's annoying. All right, it's going. One. Count up to 3 now. 4. 5. Still the wrong number. Still the wrong number. Y. Count of 1 equals that. Equals that. Read line twice to make sure it's still not there. Okay, counter. Oh, fast. Bloody annoying. Okay. It's running, so it should take a second. And now. Alright, it's running. One. You know, that's one of the things about building and making. You got to be incredibly patient. You know, nothing works first time, and you always get little bugs that you got to try and fix. 3. No, this is not a bug. This is not even going to be the finished product. But the whole idea is I can write all the code, then make it look pretty, and then use that code in the next one. All right. Yes. Yeah. So what was happening is, because I send through asking what the pulse count is to update this pulse count flat out, it's stuck. Sort of I have not received it yet. So that's what it is. So that's actually the amount of, the amount of pulses I've got from this blue one for 5. So that would be 4.97845 watt hours. So against 5 watt hours that the Mark 10 thought. So, you know, it's a little bit in front, which is annoying because you'd really want a meter to be low. You know, that way, you know, the customer gets that little bit for free, kind of. But anyway, guess not in this world. There's the chair again. Alright, so I'm happy with that. So I'm pulling that code in. So I want that to convert that to watt hour, but if I've got a different different main reference, what I want to be able to adjust what the multiplication number is. So let's put another box in here, put a number in there, and then I'll convert it to watt hours. So I'll stop that. I need another text box. Copy, paste. Where can I stick it? Stick it here for now. Let's put a number in there. Is that right? 4 and 1, yep. So that's how many pulses I get. That's what one pulse is worth. That many watt hours. So let's call it something. We don't want it to be text box 1. So you can't see what I'm doing, it's off the screen. So I'm changing what the box is called to, what should I call it? Pulse count box. No, that's not right. Pulse multiplier, multi. So now, if I go over here, back to the code, and then when I do this, I do pulse, get a label, that. Just check times pulse count multi dot text. So what it's going to do is going to grab the counter, then it's going to multiply it by the number in that box, and then it'll make that label what it equals. So let's try it again. Vast. I was surprised actually someone tuned in to watch. Kind of never expected it, to be honest. What's the sound level like, if you don't mind, let me know. Because that's something, it's hard to get the microphones to sound good. Well, for me it is anyway. Connect, start. Now it's going to go. It's still running. Yep, it's running. Two, three, four. It's come up to 5. It'll stop at 5. Oh, we've got 2 viewers now. Hello to the new one. Yeah, there you go. 4.97849. Yeah, so this other meter has 4.97130. So this one and these two are a lot closer together than that one and that one. Alright, so what I want to happen now is I want that line to dump in there. So we'll cancel that. Stop. Then what was that box called? Rich text. Oh, let's change that. test box, we'll call it. So test box 1 dot, is there an add, text dot append, aggregate, what's aggregate? A little low compared to the Windows Ballet, so how do I fix that? Properties, cancel. I'll have to watch it back. How do I adjust that? Yeah, what about that? Does that make any difference? I can just make it at, what's aggregate mean? No, I want to add the text in. The text, see if I can, text box, test box dot add, append, that's what I want, append text. And then what I want to do, counter 1, actually I can just make that label, meter count label dot text, and we'll put that in, and we'll do, well, I'm going to put 5 in for now, but that's going to be adjustable, so it'll put them together, and then I could run it again and it should add it each time. So we'll try this. Is the hair still going? Yep. I'll move that over here, let it advance to its thing. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure. Could be me, it could be just not loud enough. Connect counter. Yep, it's working. Hit start. Start again. Alright. First one's coming up. 1. 2. 3. 5. Yeah, finished. Yeah, and it's added that line. Maybe I should put a tab, make it cleaner. I'll run it again, see if that bit's working. See if it depends. It's still going, yep. I did actually make a program that calibrates many of these units against each other, so I can do it in so I can go to substations where I've got many of these and test each one against each other and add an extra one in. So that's what this yellow box is for. So I'll put this in the circuit with many of them, and I can calibrate them against this one, and then I only have to calibrate this one against the primary standard. But what I want to try and do is I want to be able to calibrate one of these on its own at a random location, and then not always have access to the data inside the meter. That way I can use the pulses to do it. See, you got to put it, jammed it in next to it. Right, that's crap. So I need to put in a, let's change that to a tab now. Control, how do I do that? I'll just cheat for now and I'll find out later. Okay. How do I put a new line in? test box dot maybe one of these. Oh, that's good. I was a bit worried it was going to pick up the fan because I actually only have a laptop. So, you know, doing this type of stuff, the fan kicks up real loud. Well, it does for me. Keep pressed. No, I don't want enter. It's not going to be in a pen text, that's for sure. I need to put it in here, a new line character. I used to know these. I haven't done this for a while. Control key, console key. What is a term for it? Let's use Google. Pen text, new line. See how someone else did it. Environment.newline. Environment.newline. Let's try it again. Alright, come on, fast. Alright, the head is working. Two. Three. Yeah, I've actually written code to be able to pull the information straight out of here as well, not just look at these, because what I want to actually try and get to happen is I want this system to be able to calibrate the system as well as the meter. So let's put it down there. So let's try again. Let's see if it puts on a new line now. Here's still going. One. Two. Three. Four. Come up to 5, and it should stop and give me a new line. Yes. Pretty consistent. Do it one more time, make sure it's not a fluke. Here's running. Go. Yeah, so the whole idea is when you calibrate meters is you've got to change the phase angle and have different current loads. So the meter is working within its, to check it that it's working at different points. Yeah, because electricity use is not linear, so you can't just go, oh, pick these 3 points at this angle or whatever. It you might be importing, you might be exporting. Like if you're a solar customer, you may be running in phase, out of phase. So like what happens with AC is it so what happens with AC is it depending on what type of load it is, the current will start to lead or lag the voltage, and that actually affects how much power you're actually consuming, because the reactive component, so the bit that's left out, you don't use it. When you turn the device off, that energy gets returned back to the network. So that's why you never pay for your VAR hours, and you'll know what I'm talking about, because if you have a digital meter, you'll see you got 2 LEDs. One flashes on VARs, one flashes on watt hours. So that's why they're both there. But so you can calibrate them both, because you need to calibrate them both, because that's what it's designed to do. So if you want to say the meter is correct, you calibrate them both. Alright, so it's working. We'll go one more time. Yep, bang. So the whole idea is when it's finished, I'll probably just export this to a CSV file, and then I can add it into Excel or whatever, rather than have Excel running on the computer as well. Because being field based, I might try and put this on like a tablet or something instead than a computer. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. Look, so I'm pretty happy that the system is working out. Shoot, I'm going to turn the heater off because it's getting warm. Okay, so now I want to be able to try and rip the data from that one. I'm going to have to turn this one off, disconnect from that. So I have a different computer talking to this, so get that one out of the way. Where's that go? Take that one off. Yep. So we got that. So this is called a read head. So that clicks over here, and it allows you to talk to the meter. So I can actually log into that one because that's one of ours. But if I didn't have access to it, I wouldn't be able to. So anyway, and usually on the front of them it tells you what the pulse rate is, but ones like this, it's programmable. So this one doesn't. So this one flashes a lot faster than that one. So the more flashes, the more resolution you have in where you are in your consumption. So like if it's just 1 every watt hour, like you're not going to know between the watt hours where you are. Whereas this one is 0.2 watt hours it'll flash. So you can actually work down to 0.2. Okay, so now let's get the information from this one. So I wrote some code for that. Let's we don't want that bit. Let's see if we can get it. Alright, so I'm just going to copy that and put it in here. I did have this running in a different thread and it wasn't working properly, but now that I'm happy that they're all sort of lining up, I'm not even going to worry about running in a different thread. I'm just going to put it down. So let's see if she works. Start. Okay, let that do its business. Come on. Alright, so standard meter, it's going to be this one. Alright, so what we'll do is connect the counter, connect the meter, log in. I can talk to it, that's what that means. If I hit start, let's see what happens now. Head back on, get it going. So what I'm expecting to see, hopefully, or it'll just crash, is we'll get those 2 points up here, and then that, after it's dumped here in the code, we'll change that label again. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to make variables and store it all in variables, and then they display the variables rather than try and use the on-screen things to fill up different parts. Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for sticking around. Hope your granddad's doing well. Beautiful. So that's what's in the meter. That's what's in this one. That's what's over here. That's what's calculated from the pulse count from here. And the pulses, the 5, is how many times that went. So I'm actually getting it all now. Perfect. So I don't actually need it all in the field, so I'd probably end up removing this one, because this one wouldn't go with it because it's too expensive. Like these are about 25,000 USD. This thing's about 3,000 Australian. What's that? 1,500? No, 2,000 USD, and that's about 400 bucks. So the price difference between all those is considerable. All right, so now let's get that in there. So what I've got to do is go dim calc run as decimal, and then what I'm going to do is go copy, paste, take that out, and then it's going to equal calc 1. Alright, so now it's going to have calc 1 in there. It's going to, so you might change that now. If that's new line, it should be environment.tab. Environment.tab. Maybe. New line, go forward. Equals. That's it. No, I'll just leave there. Tab in there. Alright, so that's one's going to be that 5, and then what we'll do is I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put this down here at the end, and then I'm going to add in the meter. So now I'll get all 3 tabbed in. Start, let's test it. Wait for Vast to do its thing. Okay, so that's working. Connect meter, log in. Well, it's not awake. Yeah. Yeah, so the whole idea is most of this will be automated. So what I've done is broken it down into small buttons. That way I can only have to, work on a little bit at a time. And then what I'll do is I'll make one overall button that sort of does everything. Just boom, make it nice and quick. So hit start. Alright, first pulse is gone. Coming up to 5. Okay, it didn't do it. It did not do it. Why? Let's just try again, see what happens. Let's do this outside the new line. Let me do something else because they're going to be jammed up against each other. X. Put it in here. No, I've got an error. Got an error. So what I have to do is I need to go cut that, get calc 1. It's gonna be like if I don't have a calc 1. Let's put this up here. Yep. Try again. Connect counter, connect meter, hit log in, hit awake, start. Let's move it over here so we can see what's going on. One. So the only problem now is I don't have it logged in with the other computer. I can't paste where I'm up to other than using the pulse count from that. 3, 4, 5. Yes. Yeah, so they were next to each other or something, jammed in. Yeah, okay, so first one was the amount of pulses in watt hours. The second one is this one, so first one, second one, third one. And we'll go again. Make sure it's not fluke. So the whole idea is when you are testing, you're doing your different angles, you're doing your different currents, but you've got to repeat the test to make sure it's not tin ass, a fluke, give it some more credibility. So I like to do each test point at least 4 or 5 times, which when you do the high current stuff, it's fine, but when you're doing the low current stuff, the low wattage stuff, takes a lot longer to get those grabs. And then what you can do once you've got your 5, you just average them, and you can come up with your standard deviation for each of them. Yeah. So look, it's pretty good. So like the amount of pulses from the first one is pretty static, but the second one it's changed a little bit, but it's not noticeable. Like, it's so far down, and then the 5 is obviously a fixed number coming out of that unit. So I'm going to do it again, and then after that I'll shut down. And this is the first real live stream that I've done, so I want to check out the volumes and stuff of the audio and see what the video looked like. And I'll probably try and do another one of these in a couple of days, because I'm going to leave this set up and you'll be able to see where I'm up to. Hopefully a bit further along. Alright, 3. Oh, and obviously this has got to be put in a case. I don't know if you can see off the screen. So this is the lid. So I've got to get some sort of connectors to be able to put it all through. See, this one here now didn't talk to me. Ends to 0 ends. Well, you want to make sure it's not a fluke. Let's try again. Three. 4. 5. Okay, so I know why it dropped out. Is because after a while you've got to log into it quite often, otherwise it times you out. So that way you can't sort of hack it or whatever. Like, so someone can't log into their bit and walk away, and then someone else comes with their gear and connects to it and starts trying to hack it. So I haven't. So what I've actually did with a different program I made, where I did all calibrate these, every time I run a test, I'll re-log into it and then go again. So I'll have to do that, but it's pretty constant. Look at that. Pretty happy with that. Alright, so anyway, thanks for watching. If you got this far into the live stream, or you're the only one that did watch it. No worries, thank you everyone, and I will stream again soon. I haven't got a video out about the pulse counter, which is, I don't know, where's the screen? Which is here. This is the other one that I've made for the smart meter outside. I will get there. I just want to get this finished for work. So